Well, hello there. Meteorologist Shawn Cable here. Happy Wednesday. It's not a bad day, and things are continuing to warm up. We are heading back toward a more summer-like pattern that's going to carry us through the entire week into the weekend. We're talking mid to upper 80s by the time we hit this weekend. Before we get into all that, though, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the rain that we had across the region yesterday. We had a couple of individual little thunder showers that did produce a pretty good amount of rain. In fact, we had some reports of 2 to 2.5 inches down around the Vernon Center area. And you can kind of see here with the Doppler radar estimation where some of that heavier rain was. When we get into the lighter blues, that's where we're talking about a couple of inches of rain with the system that came through. There's Good Thunder, Mapleton, Minnesota Lake, and Winnebago. And if we look at some of the verified measurements that were taken, Elmore, an inch 38, Garden City, just a couple miles southwest, an inch 23. All the while, over in Lake Crystal, there was only a few hundredths of an inch. St. Peter, over a half. Blue Earth, 55 hundredths. Fairmont, just east of town, 51 hundredths of an inch, over a half inch. But in Fairmont, we only had a couple hundredths of an inch of rain. West High School area in Mankato, about 2/10 of an inch. North Mankato here at the TV station, 0.17, and then everyone else here on the list, basically around a tenth or under a tenth of an inch, with Fairmont and New Ulm getting some pretty low numbers, but pretty good. I want to show you the Coco Ross website, a pretty good example here of how those rain totals can really range over a short distance. We had about 2/10 in Mankato, get over to the east side kind of by Loyola, just 0.08 of an inch. I think the airport, we only had 0.06 northwest of Madison Lake, 0.07. Here's where we had some of the heavier stuff, kind of west of Garden City, south of Lake Crystal, even around Blue Earth. We had just a half inch there, an inch 38 down in Elmore and Fairmont. There you go, just a bunch of 0.02s there. So we didn't get much in Fairmont, but you just go east of town, and we had over a half inch of rain over in that neck of the woods. So big range when it comes to what's going on here with all of the rain that fell yesterday into last night. Now, we're not expecting much more in the way of rain here anytime soon. In fact, we are heading into a pattern where we have a big ridge that builds in the jet stream, and you can see the ridge kind of going up and over right here. And, of course, that puts us right in a spot where we're going to have lots of sunshine and really warm temperatures through the rest of the week and into the upcoming weekend. And that may even continue well into next week. Here's our high forecast for Thursday. We're talking upper 70s with some places climbing into the 80s. And we're going to keep those numbers going. 87 on Saturday, 85 on Sunday. And those 80s are going to continue into next week. So we may have had the coldest first week of September ever, but it's not over yet. We still have some warm weather to go. In fact, the 6 to 10 day forecast calls for much warmer than average temperatures through the middle of September, all the way through September 20th. So I hope you like the warm temps. Fall and winter, I'm sure we'll get here soon enough. 10-day forecast, we have 77 for Thursday, 82 Friday, 87 on Saturday. Sunday, we may have some late night thunderstorms, and then as we make our way into next week, that thunderstorm chance becomes a little more random and at this point, too early to pin down, but there could be some isolated showers and thunderstorms off and on as we take you from early into mid next week. And then longer range, models are hinting that we will cool back down into the mid to upper 70s by the middle of next week, but that's still above average for this time of year. So it's definitely going to be warm. And, I have some great news. If you are going to the Bend of the River Festival, not only did they make tickets on sale today, the general admission tickets, you should check out their website, botrfest.com, if you don't have your tickets yet. It is going to be a summer celebration. This is not going to be a fall-like event like it has been in the past. I know there have been some times where it's really been kind of cool and comfortable. Well, it's going to be warm and summery. Afternoon temperatures, everything kicks off at about 4:45 on Saturday, mid to upper 80s. And then as we take you through the evening, by the time Stephen Piercy, Great White, and course, Brett Michaels hit the stage. He hits the stage at 9. Temperatures will be a little cooler in the mid, maybe upper 70s by then, but it's definitely going to be warm, and it's definitely going to be a good time at the Bend of the River Festival this weekend. Some great weather. We're not really worried about any big storms or anything like that for the concerts this year. So that's some good news. That's what's going on. Thanks for watching. And, of course, we'll be keeping an eye on things and watching the temperatures and that chance of scattered thunderstorms by early next week. But until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy.